That is the question. We generally, one would need to have a good understanding of property as an asset class. Property is a long-term investment, and it comprises capital appreciation, as Pamela mentioned earlier, as well as your return on your investment. So within the property sector, you have, or within the property umbrella, you have a number of sectors. For example, industrial assets, office assets, retail, hospitality, even specialized assets or residential. And each of those sectors have a property clock, which is essentially, they may have different factors that influence each of those property cycles. And it may, for example, be a good idea or a good time to buy industrial, but not necessarily a good time to buy offices. So it really depends at looking at all of those factors when you're considering buying a property. And of course, the overarching factor is the market conditions. What is happening in the macro and the microeconomic environment in which that asset is located? What is, for example, the economic indicators pertaining to that asset? Where are we in the interest rate cycle? So it's a number of factors that you need to consider, which would equip you to know when you need to buy which specific asset, and of course at the correct price, which is possibly a whole nother webinar, is buying the asset at the correct price. And then in terms of disposing of assets, usually you would potentially consider disposing of an asset when you believe that asset has reached the end of its life cycle, which essentially means that your returns, you believe they may be stagnating or even deteriorating. Another factor of why you would potentially dispose of an asset is because it represents risk in some way or other, and it's not something you'd be prepared to take on, and you potentially look to dispose of that asset. Alternatively, it could also be a factor of a better capital allocation strategy. You may want to dispose of a specific asset and utilize those funds to buy a better quality asset in a better location or a higher yielding asset.